Hello, and welcome to 8 Minutes of College podcast. I am your host, Renee Bailey, your holistic college coach, and today we are going to be doing something slightly different, just really off the beaten path, just by a smidge. We are going to be giving you a sneak peek, a section of the course that I've created on Thinkific so that you can kind of get an idea of what it's all about. And what I am talking about in this section is one of the most important things that you can talk about, and that is your mental health. So, welcome to 8 Minutes of College. Stick with me. Listen in. So no course trying to prepare college students for college is complete without a discussion of mental health and college students. So let's talk about that. I think that one of the biggest contributors to mental health issues for college students is burnout. And there are three main categories of burnout that you need to know about. The first is the physical kind, where your body is just so tired you have to get sleep because it's been up all night and physically you just can't go on. The second is the mental kind of burnout. Mental burnout is more like you have been studying and kind of pushed your brain to its capacity to think, and thought just kind of like turns off, brain not function. You are pretty much in a vegetative state because you've pushed your capacity to think and to use your neurons. The third is the emotional kind of burnout, and that can involve being burnt out on an emotional level, being emotionally drained is the way a lot of people describe it, because of conflict going on in your life, changes going on in the life, all sorts of like emotional triggers that come up over the changes that are going on when you're going out to college. Maybe it's fights with your roommate, fights with family, whatever it is. Maybe your family is having medical issues. Whatever that looks like for you, you're emotionally drained. So that can be very difficult to deal with. But let's talk about dealing with all three of these now. The first, the physical kind of burnout, is probably the easiest to deal with in some respects because it has to do with your physical body, right? You can control your physical body. So there are a few things that you want to control if you want to avoid physical burnout. The first is you want to plan your schedule well enough that you are consistently getting your 8 hours of sleep in each night. Will you be perfect at it? No, that's not the expectation. Absolutely not. But if you're fairly consistent with it, the physical exhaustion will not hit you as often as you might think and as severely as it might otherwise. So keep that in mind. The other is to keep a nighttime routine. If you're keeping a nighttime routine, what you're doing is you're saying, when I do steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's time for me to shut off and go to sleep. If you're consistently using a nighttime routine, you can go to bed better and sleep better. No screens before you go to bed, guys. Shut off the phone, shut off the iPad, shut off the computer, go to sleep. Not time for any Netflix within an hour or two of time to go to bed. And lastly, if you are one of those people like me who likes a little something in the background when they're falling asleep, get a white noise machine or maybe play some light music without lyrics to get yourself to fall off. The next kind of burnout, again, was mental. So let's talk about how we deal with mental burnout. Well, dealing with mental burnout, basically, you don't want to overwhelm your brain's capacity. So I definitely suggest that you check out the Pomodoro method, which helps you study in shorter, more discrete bursts so that you can learn better, remember better, and not overwhelm your brain's capacity. Spread out your big assignments too. Don't expect yourself to write a whole paper in one night. Spread it out. Do an outline one night, do your introduction the next, etc., etc. So that way you don't get yourself burnt out. Get a tutor for those subjects that are a little difficult for you. Why? Because they will help you to study more effectively for that subject. And you might otherwise spend a whole ton of time and energy on things, trying to understand things that your tutor could have explained to you in a matter of minutes rather than hours, okay? Don't expect yourself to do major writing projects, create presentations, or do endless amounts of practice tests for hours on end. It's just not fair to expect of yourself. Your brain is not wired for it, and it's not going to work for you, okay? Plan out your test preparation in the weeks before your test. Constantly, weeks or days, whichever it is, constantly be reviewing that material that you're expecting to be on the test early and repeatedly. Not only is that going to help you remember it better, but it's going to keep your brain from burning out. If you study in 15-minute spurts here and there, it's amazing what your brain will pick up on, okay? And you have to repeatedly give your brain the material. You can't just learn it once and expect it to stick. Emotional burnout, let's talk about that. Emotional burnout is probably the most difficult kind of burnout to deal with because it's different for everybody. But here are some suggestions I have for that. The first is journal out your feelings. Until you kind of release your emotions about any situations that come up, you're not going to be able to recover and get back on track. Do something to treat yourself. If you want to take a break, You deserve it. Get yourself an extra lipstick. Go on a walk. Have a chat with a friend. Whatever it is that treats you, do that. You can choose a meditative technique as well. You can use meditation in your daily life to kind of keep your spirit renewed and your emotions not in check, because it's not okay to always have your emotions in check. I think you have to feel things, but to allow you to release the physical sensations of the emotions that you're having. And another way you can do that is by doing physical activities. Do some yoga. Do something that stretches your body, moves your body. Go running. Whatever it is that helps you burn off the extra adrenaline from the emotional issues that you're feeling will help you immensely. And then also, you want to put some positive things in your ears, like positive podcasts and positive friends talking to you. Put some positivity into your ears. Have somebody who is a positive force in your life constantly in your ear. Affirmations, things like that. Positivity in your ear is going to keep you on the right track. Talk to your friends, as I said. And here's the most important thing. If you are really, really going through it, the best thing you can do for yourself is make sure to get yourself into therapy. I know it's not the answer for everybody. I know not everybody needs it. But if you are going through some really tough times, sometimes therapy is the only thing that will help get you through them. So definitely consider that. And the last thing I want to say about mental health issues is this. Mental health is your health. It should be treated as part of your medical system. Mental health is very important. And it's important for me to say this too, that none of what I've just said replaces professional advice. Don't ever feel as if you have to handle everything on your own either. Humans are inherently social creatures. We are. And keeping things to ourselves doesn't show our strength. It just doesn't. It actually weakens us. If you're feeling like you want to hurt yourself, please get yourself some professional help. The world needs you. And as always, your college experience gets to be fun. Don't settle for anything else. Make sure you're every day studying hard, having a blast.